But let's begin this half hour with some serious news. That sentencing handed down on Monday for the California woman who pleaded guilty to the brutal murder of 8-year-old Sandra Cantu. In just a moment, we'll talk exclusively to Cantu's mother, aunt, and uncle. But first, NBC's George Lewis is in Tracy, California with the latest on this story. George, good morning.
Good morning, Ann. The big question that hangs over this tragedy more than a year after the discovery of Sandra Cantu's body is, why would Melissa Huckaby want to kill her? Huckaby still has no explanation for that.
Not a day, not an hour goes by that I don't think of the harm that I caused. I loved Sandra a great deal. She was a sweet, innocent little girl who did not deserve to have such a short life. I alone are responsible for Sandra's death.
In her statement, Melissa Huckaby herself still could not explain the reason for Sandra Cantu's death.
I wish I could give you an explanation for what happened. I owe you an explanation. But I still cannot understand why I did what I did. Every day, I try to discover my motivation, but I still do not have an answer. This is a question I will struggle with for the rest of my life. In my heart, you live on.
Sandra's family played a video documenting the little girl's short life as Huckaby wept. The presentation ended with surveillance video, the last pictures of Sandra alive.
The video of her skipping down the street will forever be etched in our minds. And the pain of knowing that she was so close to home and we couldn't protect her from Ms. Huckaby is unimaginable. A pain that she caused.
You took the life of an innocent little girl, and she didn't do nothing.
Sandra's body was found in this pond inside a suitcase owned by Huckaby. And last year, when Huckaby, thinner and with longer hair, confessed, police now reveal her first explanation was that she did not intend to kill Sandra.
She claimed that she played a game of hide and seek with Sandra Cantu in the suitcase that was recovered in the pond.
And police say Huckaby told them that Sandra accidentally smothered inside the suitcase.
In her mind, a horrific accident where she panicked and didn't know what to do, so she dumped the body.
The prosecution says autopsy results tell a different story, that Sandra had been drugged, smothered with a cloth dipped in rubbing alcohol, and sexually molested. Addressing Sandra's parents, Huckaby denied that last part.
I would like to apologize directly to you, Maria, for all of the pain that I've caused. I should not have taken Sandra from you. And I want you to know that she did not suffer, and I did not sexually molest her daughter.
I found that statement strange, and I don't think a jury would have accepted it.
But a jury never got to hear the case when Huckaby changed her plea to guilty so that she could avoid the death penalty. In a separate incident, Huckaby was accused of drugging another little girl and a man. Charges dropped as part of the plea agreement. Now police theorize that Huckaby may have been rehearsing the killing of Sandra Cantu, but still no explanation as to why. Ann?
All right, George Lewis this morning. George, thanks. Sandra Cantu's mother, Maria Chavez, is now joining us exclusively, along with Angie and Joe Chavez, Sandra's aunt and uncle. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Maria, when you heard Melissa Huckaby's was being sentenced to life behind bars, did you feel the punishment was enough?
Yes, I did.
So you're satisfied with that. When you heard her apology, when you heard her say that she believes that God has forgiven her and she asked you to forgive her as well, did you think that you could? Can you forgive her, Maria?
No. No, I can't. I can't forgive somebody that took my little girl from me.
Has this verdict, has her apology given you any comfort?
No.
She said, I still cannot understand why I did this. So when you try to think about all you know about your neighbor and why she would have done this, I mean, as any mother would, do you have any answers?
No, I don't. I don't know why she did this to my little girl.
So how are you making sense this morning about all of this? I mean, this is so soon after the verdict. What is in your mind now as you replay all the events since the disappearance of your daughter?
Very difficult. It's very difficult to understand.
Angie, you asked in the court for the court to play a video of Sandra as she was growing up. It was at a very emotional moment, leaving a lot of people in tears. We're looking at some images now of Sandra, including Melissa Huckaby, who was also in tears. I'm guessing that you wanted people to understand who this little girl was and how important she was.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to show her growing up, and I wanted to show Melissa what she took away from us.
And Maria, you had asked the judge to keep the details of this case private. There was some concern, as I understand, that you didn't want your family traumatized, knowing specifically what had happened to Sandra. But the judge decided to lift the gag order. Is there anything, Maria, you want to say about that?
No, I'm happy that she kept the autopsy photos sealed. I don't want to see those.
Mm-hmm. There is the judge has also agreed to unseal the search warrants and also the grand jury transcripts, and including more details. And my understanding is that there is a possibility that those photographs could be revealed. Would you fight this? Would you appeal any movement to reveal more details, including those photographs? Maria?
Angie?
We would have to refer to our lawyer. We can't answer that question.
I see. Let me just ask you about this, because I know all this material is tough, and I'm sorry to ask these questions of you. But I do know that you've gotten a lot of support from the community. Joe, maybe you can speak to that. How important has the support been from the community to help your family during this time, and what kind of support have you gotten?
I think the support we got from the city of Tracy has been phenomenal. I think that if every city and every state in the United States, if every citizen acted to murder the way the citizens of Tracy acted and with outrage, I think there'd probably be a lot less murders.
And I understand they've been delivering food every night, and there's been a lot of show of support, and that's something that Tracy has a lot to be proud of. Well, Maria and Angie and Joe, we wish you, I know everyone listening wishes you comfort as you move forward. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.